Okay, here's another question that's come in, and it comes in from time to time. So I'd say it's fairly common. That question is, if I've trained my dog in some type of detection, most times the question is, if my dog's been trained in sport, can I train it to do some other type of detection? And again, a common question that follows that up is, can I go do cadaver or something along those lines, maybe electronic media detection? Um, there's some complexities to this answer. It isn't as straightforward as you might think. So, my first answer is it depends on what you're going to do and if there's a legal aspect or legal review potentially of your work if you transfer from something other discipline to now the new one. Because there could come into question depending on what the dog's previous training was. Did it have an effect or does it interfere potentially with what it does now? And that new one is, like I said, something that might face a legal scrutiny. So let's say you want to go do narcotics detection and your dog was previously a sport dog or previously a cadaver dog or something along those lines. My recommendation is I wouldn't do that um, because you're opening yourself up to potential things to deal with that there's too many what ifs that come into play. Another aspect is explosive detection. And I will unequivocally say do not cross anything with explosive detection. If your dog has done something previously, explosive detection is not in the cards for that particular dog. We just don't want to create a question mark when it comes to public safety as to what did the dog alert to. Was it something it previously knew and or is it the explosive? So when it comes to that, there's no question. Again, on the narcotic side of things, I don't want to muddy those waters either. Um, Going from sport to cadaver, I would say that's definitely a possibility. Just know that cadaver handlers do at times and can face legal scrutiny. So that needs to be heavily considered into what you're going to do. Because there's different aspects of cadaver. I'm not going to get into that now, but there's different specialties within the cadaver um, range or discipline. So another thing is, can I train the dog to give me this behavior from its previous training and then train a new behavior for the new odors? So let's just say their dog was a sit and stare for the sport stuff, but they want to do a lay down for, let's say, cadaver. Problem with that is the reliability aspect of it. How do we know that that is what will happen when the dog goes into something stressful? Not saying it can't be done. There's been dog teams out there that have done this. Um, but the more clarity we create in our detection, the better the detection is going to be. And the more confusing or muddied it is, the more potential for problems. So I hope that answers the question. My vote is always the clearer the better. Not saying you can't do a going from sport to a certain type of detection discipline. It all depends on what it is. So I hope that answers the question, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.